Continuing our conversation about the hiring freeze and just really the state of the state for the Department of Corrections with the Director Joe Albaugh. Thank you so much for sticking around with us.
Anytime, Abby.
Want to start with this, the hottest topic really when it comes to the DOC, the death penalty. Where do we stand right now when it comes to lethal injection in Oklahoma?
Well, we have finished our final review of the protocols and procedures, met with the Attorney General's office last week. As soon as we acquire a couple of more items, the Attorney General's office will approach the courts and start that review of our refined procedures. I am confident that when we are allowed by the courts to proceed, we will do it in a proper and humane way.
Are we expecting some major changes, maybe when it comes to the injection drug, the cocktail that we use?
Not at this point. It depends upon the availability. We have a 3-drug cocktail that we use, and that's going to remain in place unless the courts step in and say no, and that's under review, I should say, in many states around the country.
Also want to ask you about this because you recently canceled contracts with several county jails because of the budget cuts.
Right.
Walk us through what's going on and the decision making when it came to that.
Well, these are contracts that have 30-day outs, and we use those jails primarily for individuals medium and minimum who have good behavior. They help relieve our overcrowding, but it cost us quite a bit of money at $32 a day per inmate.
Because you're paying the county
jail. Because we're paying the
county
jails but we to house them and to feed them, but we handle all the medical cost. What's happened is because of this $3 million shortfall, that 9-county jail contract that we canceled equates to roughly $750,000, which is going to be needed to make this $3 million shortfall. Not picking on one county or another. We have a couple of counties that we're keeping open because of their specialty inmates. But by and large, all those inmates are going to 2 facilities, North Fork at Sayre, the mediums, and then the minimums will go to Granite OSR. We have a couple that might go to private prisons, but this is not to keep the private prisons funded. That's not the goal.
Unfortunately, though, and I understand why you have to do it, because you have to cut money, because you have to fill that $3 million. But I read this on News OK. The Tillman County Sheriff says with them pulling the inmates from today, I can guarantee this department will stay open until April 30th. At that point, if we don't make our jail payments for the building, the possibility exists that we might be evicted, and at that time the county 911 center will have no home. So it could kind of have a ripple effect for those other counties.
Well, county commissioners have a responsibility to fund their local government properly, just like legislators have the responsibility at the state level. I'm only doing what I'm told to do insofar as our budget. It's like a family running a budget. And if you don't have the money, you can't spend it or shouldn't spend it. And we need to find a better way to fund state government, all our core functions. And yes, corrections is a core function of state government.
Want to get to some viewer questions that we received for you. This one's from Kurt. He says, prisons are for profit. They don't make any money. If they are empty, they pay the cops to keep them full. Until that is changed, nothing will happen, and everything else just wastes money.
Well,
what would you say to Kurt?
I would say he needs to spend 2 or 3 days with me visiting our facilities, just seeing how bad it is. Our law enforcement do a great job. And their goal in life is to keep people safe, not to fill our prisons. Number 2, if we don't change our criminal justice code in Oklahoma as we did in Texas, then we're going to have a 60% increase in the incarceration of women over the next 10 years. And overall, it'll be a 25% increase. I've asked in this year's budget for 2 new prisons that I can fill right now, and it's only going to get worse if we don't pass criminal justice reform in some measure. Now that's a big apple, so it may take several bites at the apple to get it done. but we have to change the way we're incarcerating folks and handling our prisoners.
And we're already the #1 state for women incarcerated.
For the last 20 years, unfortunately, Abby, we are, and that's not going to change.
Which is why people passed State Question 780 and 781.
That's right. That's a step in the right direction.
Which is being tweaked right now. The language is being tweaked at the state capitol. This one from Kyle: how long will this hiring freeze last?
Until I can fill the budget. I dislike hiring freezes. The one thing that I made an attempt and actually honored last year were no furloughs, no layoffs. I am trying to adhere to that for the 2017 budget. I don't know what the revenues are going to be for the remaining 4 months of this fiscal year. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that I'll have enough money to prevent furloughs. So for the foreseeable future, I see the freeze in place until we get some light at the end of the tunnel, and hopefully it's not a train.
And Sarah says because of this hiring freeze, she wants to know, will officers be required to work longer hours?
We've gone to 10 and 12-hour shifts at some facilities, and that's regrettably a shortcoming of any hiring freeze, whether it's in corrections or law enforcement or schools or anywhere, even in the private sector. Hiring freezes do hurt the entity that these individuals are working with and for.
Earlier in the previous segment, you mentioned you have implemented this hiring freeze, the canceled contracts with the county jail, and then you said you were going to be announcing something later today as well.
Purchasing a light freeze on purchasing only necessary and required supplies.
Which would be beds, or what would that entail?
It would be beds. It's mainly cleaning supplies would be exempted. Obviously, food's exempted. We have to feed our inmates. But other things that will delay further repairs in our system throughout the footprint that we have. Currently, today, we have a footprint in Oklahoma in 52 facilities, and it costs a lot of money to keep these places open.
How much money are you hoping the purchase freeze will save you?
I hope we can garner about $1 million.
Okay.
That will go to filling that $3 million gap. $3 million doesn't sound like very much, but quite frankly, there's no fat at the Department of Corrections. If they want to cut fat, they need to be looking at me. I'm about the only fat that exists at the Department of Corrections, and this is an agency that's been ignored and underfunded, understaffed for 50 years, and we're paying the price today.
All right. Director of Department of Corrections, we certainly appreciate your time, Joe Alba. We thank you so much.
Thanks, Abby.
All right, keep up the good work and stay in touch. We'll look forward. I guess we'll get a press conference later today about this purchasing freeze.
There'll be a press release out,
right.
probably.
All right, thank you so much. KOCO 5 News in the Morning continues after this.